I love you. Welcome back to the Couch Potatoes. I am the Green Traveler from Gorsh.
I am the Faceless Leo.
Ooh.
I am an American.
I'm an American conspiracy thing.
And this is a story. And it's
horror.
a horror.
Yeah, this is the fourth episode of our American Horror playlist,
Yes.
American Horror Story playlist, to be
Yes.
precise.
On the fourth series
Yes.
of American
Freak
Horror
Show,
Story.
baby.
This is a podcast about movies and TV.
That's
called
right.
Green and Faceless.
Mm.
On the couch.
Because we're on a couch.
Not really.
No, not this time. The last couple of times, actually,
We
yes.
were.
Yeah, kind
Yeah.
of, in a way.
No.
Recliner at one.
Yeah, it's a couch, though.
Yeah.
It's a couch.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
with
Is a recliner a couch?
recliners.
Let's be, come on.
No, because
They just
it's a
smushed two
couch
recliner
with
seats.
recliners.
I don't know, man. I sat in that thing. It's just kind of like a nice big fat, like, if you were
Yeah.
500 pounds, that would be a good chair.
I don't know about that. I feel like it barely supports me sometimes.
Oh, that's fair. You're not going to be leaning back in that chair, but it's still, it fit your ass well.
Yeah. Oh, if you're that size.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I think it might break. It is just from Amazon. Anyhow,
It's for Amazon's?
It is. That's right.
Oh my god.
And there is an Amazon character in
good segue.
American Horror Story. So they're they call her an Amazon, but she is by no means like Greek or anything.
Yeah.
But she is the tallest woman. I don't know if they claim in the world.
Yeah.
But showmanship they probably do.
That's all you need, though, to be considered a freak.
Yeah, in 1950.
Yeah, I guess. No, this is if you know the horror stories, like we've been talking about American Horror Story for years now. Classic one, Freaks. Nice
I haven't
early
watched that
1920s.
movie.
We have. I'm pretty sure I showed it to you, but it's also like a very. Everybody only remembers the ending. The ending's all that the google gobble, one of us, google gobble.
That's where all the other movies got it
Yeah,
from.
yeah, exactly. It was a pre-code horror film, so
I knew that.
yeah, they were allowed to take whatever swings and stabs that they wanted without fear of any kind of censorship or whatever. Yeah. And who else to attack but Carnival Freaks. That was their title. But a lot of them actually were, actors who were hired from there. So it was like, they got paid to bring them to life, but they were also the monsters of the film. So,
yeah.
But at the same time, it was kind of a focus on like the female character who's also a monster, the main lead. Sorry, I'm
literally a monster.
No, she was just a gross human being, and so she gets her just desserts.
Oh, I see. Like, okay,
yeah, it's one of those.
Monster.
Yes.
Okay.
And
I
you
think
get that
we
a lot.
just have to be careful with our verbiage.
I know, right? Yeah. It's really hard.
The series is called Freak Show, and it stars a 1950s, late 40s freak show.
Yeah.
So the story goes that this kind of show became more popular during the wartime because the people who were home needed entertainment, and most of all of the male actors, were overseas fighting.
Womp womp.
And so it was a way for these people who, most of them are some sort of have some sort of deformity, and others have some sort of genetic disposition that made them tall.
I know, right?
Or gave
Poor
them
Eve.
facial hair.
Yeah.
They it became easier for them to get jobs because people would come to just see them for the entertainment value of seeing them. Like, you gotta, like, this is kind of before the big television age. Television existed, I believe 41 was when they made that, and it very quickly was, introduced to people's homes.
Yeah.
But
Queen's coronation.
Yes, exactly.
That was one of the first things.
One of the big things.
One of the big things.
It was, I believe, 54.
I don't know.
Anyhow.
I don't know. Doctor Who made an episode about it.
They did.
All I got.
How? Yeah, even if there was much television on it, was mostly probably coverage about the war.
Yeah.
And there are not that many shows probably on it.
Yeah. Sometimes you just need to escape and make fun of somebody who wasn't you.
Can you imagine there, listener couch potato, how that would be?
Like
not having a television?
Oh my God, you'd have to go to a zoo.
You'd have to go to a zoo or a park. And then, you know what? Not that long before that, they didn't have parks.
Would the sunlight touch me?
The sunlight will touch you.
Would I have to touch grass?
You can wear shoes.
Oh, good. Thank God.
So, yeah. Elsa, what's her name?
Mars.
Elsa Mars, thank you. Yeah, they just constantly do this rendition of Life on Mars. And
God, yeah.
I think when it was airing 1 week at a time on television, that's fine.
No.
But when you watch it one episode after another, from one day to the next, it's really annoying.
One of them worked on Glee, either Ryan Murphy or Brad Falnichuk. What are their names? Ryan Murphy. Oh, I guess it's just Ryan Murphy now. I guess the other guy stopped doing... Oh, there he is. Brad Falchuk. He worked on Glee. Wait, so did Ryan. They both did Glee.
Okay.
Today I learned.
So they like Glee. They like singing and scary shit.
Yeah, they like doing bad covers of good music. And...
I sang one of those in high school for... one of those arrangements.
Oh my gosh! I mean, they're good arrangements. I'm always gonna go back to the original because they're never gonna live up to the original. Typically,
it's because they're performed by high schoolers.
Yeah, it's awful. But Ryan and
20-year-olds pretending.
But Ryan and Brad really love their cover arrangements and Oh my God!
Did Bowie Life on Mars, which was written for Elsa Mars to do on stage as her stinger for her show.
So awful. And
nobody likes it in the audience. And I'm like, it really though, like it wasn't bad.
It's just boring.
They overdid it.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's probably because like, okay, we got the rights to Life on Mars.
Let's go for it. One of my favorite things.
I think it would have been better if Bowie was part of the show.
David Bowie once, I guess he was like in the studio with Coldplay, and Coldplay played him a new song of theirs, and David Bowie was just like, "It's not very good, is it?" I just imagine that's what he just watched that whole Life on Mars sequence, and then they're just like, "What do you think, David?" And he's like, "It's not very good, is it?" Cut it out.
Go ahead.
Cut print $1 million, please.
Yes. So, yeah. Elsa starts this troupe during that era. And there's like a secret reason why Elsa has a soft spot for people who are disadvantaged in these ways. And that is because she has been mutilated in a 1920s snuff film.
Yeah.
Where they chainsawed off her legs.
Fuck.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's fucking crazy. Those
at
crazy
least,
Weimers.
At least she didn't immediately get sewn into a human centipede, though.
That is true.
Thank God for small
miracles. What? I just was about to say I wonder if that snuff film exists, and now I know that it does.
Yeah.
and it's not the movies that we watched and reviewed.
Yeah. Now you make me sad.
Yeah, it is sad. But that's another thing. Like, that's not something that we I feel like think a lot about, that these things happened in the past and are still happening, obviously.
Yeah.
Mr.
Epstein.
Dude, yeah. But
yeah.
But though seriously, I remember early 2000s or rather the late 2000s and early teens. One time I went over to a cousin's house and he just pulled up from the internet somebody doing a hammer murder. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
So, it's still out there. It's everywhere. And, hopefully they're making it harder for people to just have that on the internet. But there's always going to be a dark corner where that stuff is
and we wonder
taken.
We wonder why aliens have not yet said hello to us.
Said hello to us?
Yeah.
I thought you said settled us.
That too.
You're here.
Oh, that's fair. I crash landed. We try to avoid this place like the fucking devil.
Yeah, we do kind of like hurting each other, don't we?
Yeah, it's pretty morbid. It's gross.
Yeah, I guess I should say they.
Yeah.
Because, they made me, but that doesn't make me them.
No.
Right?
You've heard a few of them.
Me?
Yeah.
Well,
to be honest.
Hey, I was young. I didn't understand.
Broken heart's the same as a broken bone.
I just absorbed them on accident. It was tasty. I didn't mean to, okay?
Womp womp. Some of the freaks at Elsa Mars Freak Establishment. What's it called again? The Carnival Freak Show. We have the double-headed Bet and Dot Tatler, played by Sarah Paulson. Both heads.
Sarah Paulson.
Yeah, boy, yeah. That's amazing. She plays Bet and she plays Dot.
Yeah, and
how she is able to do it at the same time, it's amazing, man.
I mean, she does...
Brilliant.
She does do a great job. I think both are very distinct characters while,
What's very distinct is Sarah the blurring Paulson. Of the CGI in between their heads.
Yeah, for sure. One thing, though, I want to know is, how long she was in physical therapy after playing Dot.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because one of the sisters, I bet, gets to stand up straight.
Yeah.
And Dot is always at a 45-degree angle.
It's painful.
Always.
Yeah.
It has to hurt.
And yet they never did Dutch angles on her.
Yeah.
Actually, they might have. I can't remember. If I would watch it with somebody, they would have been pointed out every time. Just so you know. No, she's got a very interesting arc, trying to fit in, trying to get deflowered. You heard me right.
Yeah.
And
trying they share that.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Yeah, they do share one vagine.
Yeah.
2 hearts, though.
2 hearts.
4
and
lungs.
A liver. I think lungs. They only have 1 liver, though.
2 livers.
Yeah.
8 hearts.
Probably 2 stomachs.
3 brains.
3 stomachs.
5 brains.
4 like a cow.
That's right.
Yeah.
1 their thigh.
Yeah.
2 thighs.
Evan Peters is also in this.
Quicksilver himself.
And he is playing Johnny?
Jimmy Darlin.
They call him the Lobster Boy, and
Rude.
he has a deformity that Wikipedia gave a name for, but I don't remember.
Yeah, it was like Synecdoche, New York. Syndactyly. Syndactyl. Sorry, I just said ooh to somebody. Syndactyly.
It is like when the webbing between your fingers goes up nearly all your fingers, so your fingers are connected.
I have a cousin like that.
His, however, it goes beyond that, where his fingers are actually longer than normal.
Like summer sausages glued to his hands.
Yeah. And he uses them in an interesting way.
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes. As a side job, he gigolos as a
dildo.
A two-pronged dildo.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. The wit ladies seem to like it.
They
but
do.
It does get him in trouble later on. He kills some people, but that's not what he gets in trouble for.
And a miscarriage.
Well,
he doesn't really
but
cause
that's not
that.
really his
That's
fault.
not his fault, no. He doesn't really kill a lot of people. Just
he kills a couple people.
A couple of people.
Just as many as Sarah Paulson's character.
That's fair.
And he is the son, Jimmy Darling is, of Kathy Bates' character.
Yay!
She gets to be a good one in this one.
Yeah.
A real good character, actually. Like,
and her name?
Is Kathy Bates. It's Ethel Darling. That's not how her accent works, though. She does something that's really interesting with the O's.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I'm sure it's like
She's a
Heartland accent. I don't know. It's also supposed to be an accent from almost 100 years ago now.
Yeah.
No.
She's a lot more of a likable.
Not from New Orleans. That was last time.
She's a lot more likable than she was last time.
Yes. And she is the bearded lady.
Yay.
And
not
there's
just a
nothing
wig,
actually
folks.
I don't think offensive about that term, bearded lady.
I don't think so.
She identifies as a lady. And
occasionally I've been a bearded lady. What do you want from me?
Yeah.
I'm ripe for a freak show in Trump's America.
Oh no! Don't! It's too real.
I'll delete that. But Daddy of Jimmy, Darling, is Wendell Dale Toledo, the Thing, Michael Chiklis himself.
Which is, Chicklix.
Chicklix.
What? It's
Chiklis.
Chickless. It's I want to say that
his character is certainly Chickless, or he tries to be.
He is gay. He's very a closeted homosexual man. That he's a strong man. That's why he gets with Ethel, because there's some ambiguity there, and he thinks that he can make that work.
Yeah,
but it doesn't because he's an asshole.
Yeah,
and
big old douchebag.
Yeah, and so he leaves her, and in the process, traumatizes her so much because he made her give live birth to Jimmy. Mm. Freak birth, everybody! Freak birth!
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
Yeah, and so Jimmy gets his... inherits his deformity from his dad's side of the family.
Yeah.
They were known as the Lobster Clan, the Toledo Lobster Clan.
It was a pride thing, too, for them. And then he kind of was disgusted. Michael, Dell, was disgusted by the fact, he kind of didn't have it.
Yeah.
And is kind of the outcast, the black sheep of his family.
Right. Well, he kills a lot of people, and there's no real excuse for it.
He's really awful.
He's pretty bad.
Pretty gross.
Yeah. But he there is some moments where you say that they're trying to make you like him. I think it's more that they're just showing that he is a human being.
Yeah. And it's fair. I understand. My issue, and this is a Ryan Murphy thing. It's a thing on American Horror Story in the past, too, with the mass shooter in the first season, where they do this build up to where when he dies, you're supposed to feel like, oh, come on, he was trying to redeem himself. He was in the middle of a redemption arc. There's no redemption arc for this character.
No, I think, he does have a moment where he's trying to put things right, even though he's past the point that he can make that happen.
Yeah.
And then he gets his just desserts a lot more than Tate does in the first show. Yeah,
Tate. Ugh, I still don't like.
Tate. I mean, Tate still ends up with Lily or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, it's awful.
Kicking the microphone again.
Shit. It's okay. They're gonna hear everything. They're gonna hear the squeaky desk, the squeaky chair. Well, who doesn't? I think who does have a worthy redemption arc that gets completely shit on is Emma Roberts' character Maggie Esmeralda.
Yeah, that was a shit ending for her, but also I thought interesting.
it was interesting
because she just decides that she's gonna trust these people.
Yeah, it's pretty stupid. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
No, her character comes into the freak show as a liar. She says that she is a fortune teller, and that's how she gets in. She's not a fortune teller. She's just really good at just picking up the room.
Yeah, that's how she has been trained.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
She's working with Stanley, who is a sleazebag.
Dennis O'Hare.
Hey, he's just gross man who is looking to kill the freaks for money.
Yeah, he's completely disgusted, and they do not try to give him any redemption arc. He is also a homosexual man, and that is how he finds out that Del is homosexual.
Yeah.
And starts blackmailing him to help him.
He is also a freak himself, though we never see his deformity.
Yeah. I don't know that it's a deformity, but he probably could be called a
very big dicked boy.
A very big dicked boy.
Or a multi-headed
I'm thinking it's multi-headed.
He's in a kid in a penis.
He's got 4 heads.
4-head penis.
So I wanted to jump back to Del because we didn't talk about Angela Bassett.
Angela
Bassett.
The best character in the entire.
Desiree is pretty fucking great.
I love Desiree.
Desiree has 3 breasts, and she believes that she's hermaphroditic, but later finds out that she just maybe had too much testosterone, and her clit was enlarged.
I've been there.
Yeah. Wow. So
it's part of the process.
It's part of the process is you're de-dickening.
Everybody, you need to learn right now, if you have issues with transgender people and all that kind of stuff, when you're in the womb, when you just conceived, I understand that there's a difference in chromosomes, but you're all female to begin with.
Yeah, it's all you're all.
We're all the same.
You're all eggs waiting to be scrambled. Okay.
Yeah. And then sometime eventually that chromosome goes, hey, ovaries, you're actually supposed to be outside the body. And so your body just poops them out in the testicles. Yeah. There's a little bit more than that, of course. But it's like, and then your clitoris is just like, oh, we're supposed to be, boys? Okay, I guess I'll get bigger and become a penis.
Yeah. That is literally how it happens.
It's A to Z.
And then it forms
100%
skin over it instead of holes.
Yeah.
And... 100% medically accurate. But I think the point is that gender it doesn't...
It's all a concept, man.
Yeah, it doesn't actually exist in the
hierarchy of the universe.
I'm going to say the medical sense, it doesn't actually exist. Sex exists.
Yeah.
But we just shouldn't be judging people based off of how they decide to dress and present themselves in life.
Kids walking through my backyard again. Motherfuckers.
Anyhow, beyond that...
No, I love Desiree for that reason, though. Obviously trans female, and...
you are.
I am. Yeah. And, I mean, it's not obvious audio-wise, sadly. Yeah. I do not have a very effeminate voice. But... Desiree is a wonderful character because...
You have a lovely voice.
Oh, thank you. Thanks. It is one of my favorite things to do is like to have like a soft like female voice at work, and then if like the person's being a real dick, then I just pull out the deep voice and just fuck off. Well, I suggest you open a certificate. And then they're just like, oh my god. That's right, motherfucker. Desiree's wonderful. I love Desiree. Because it's a good story. It's very similar. Del is attracted to Desiree because there's this ambiguity.
That's right.
She's
the way he was for Ethel.
Yeah, he thought that Desiree was hermaphroditic.
Yeah.
And turns out she's not.
Yeah.
And Del goes and kills the doctor for that. He doesn't kill the doctor. He breaks his hands.
Yeah, okay. That's what... Yeah. I forgot what happened to the doctor. And that's something I wanted to bring up because his daughter's like, he killed himself because you couldn't deal with your people.
Yeah.
Which I was like, that's really out of character. What did I miss?
Yeah, I think the doctor just committed suicide after that.
After his way of life was taken from him. Yes.
It's awful.
Del is... the fucking worst.
And then they're just like, look, father, son. Oh, we're going to spend a whole episode on this. Oh, they're helping each other. Oh, it's so nice. Boom, shot in the back of the head. And you're just like, oh. Oh, yeah, he was a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the worst. But the way they set it up, I think, that last episode... And, there's another thing you got to remember, too, is that, like, people, like, when they have multiple writers, sometimes, like, they present an episode.
That's right, yeah.
And it's like, it does something different with some characters.
That's true, yeah.
And then somebody who's writing the next episode is like, yeah, but he did
part of the reason I struggle with television over movies.
Yeah, that's fair.
But there are a lot of TV shows where it's one writer. Like in the most recent Doctor Who show, 90% of the episodes were by Russell T Davies. Love it or hate it. Like, I love it. A lot of fans hate it. Fuck them. That sucks. I mean, it's not just Doctor Who. There's a lot of shows that do that, where you have a writer who has a vision, and they just get a bunch of directors, or the vice versa. You have a director with a vision with a bunch of different writers.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure if we were to look at it, that Ryan Falchuk probably wrote most of these. Or Ryan Murphy. Ryan and Brad Falchuk. Tim Minear, James Wong, Jennifer Salt. Wow.
Hey, James Wong.
No, not James Wan, but James Wong. Is a different guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Wow, I guess they didn't write a lot of these. He wrote Bloodbath, and then he wrote... Oh, wow.
So all this shit with the craziest Dandy shit he wrote.
Oh, my God, we haven't talked Dandy yet.
Yeah, Dandy is...
But before we talk Dandy, I wanted to say, though, that Maggie, she deserves so much more. Because all she did was lie about being a fortune teller. And then once she saw how bad things were getting...
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, she was gonna go kill Ma Petite.
She was.
Who is one of the troop. She's the best of the troop.
Oh, yeah. Lovely Ma Petite.
Yeah, what her name is here.
Gioti Amge. Yeah. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, and she, I believe, I was aware of her before she was on this. Because she was, I think, in Ripley's book.
Yeah.
As the world's smallest grown woman.
Yeah.
And I believe that was when she was 24. And I do believe that she has passed away.
I believe you are correct.
But she was a wonderful gift to the world.
Still alive.
Still alive? We'll delete that. She is... a wonderful gift to the world. And I don't know why she's not in more stuff. I guess if she was in something in 2020.
This wax figure.
She's got
almost scary.
She had a it looks like a series on TLC.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting. There's a wax figure of her on her Wikipedia page, and it scares the fuck out of me.
Okay, yeah, that is scary. Yeah.
Sometimes the wax figures just don't quite capture the real life beauty of a person.
No, but they look like the person. It's that crazy uncanny thing.
It's really crazy.
Oh, man.
But no, poor Maggie, she gets killed at the end.
By Neil Patrick Harris.
And it's so weird, though, because it's just like, she dies, and like, it's legitimately upsetting because she actually has worked very hard to redeem her character, and, in my opinion, succeeded.
Yeah.
I think she did everything she possibly could to help the carnival troop out. And she
stayed after the fact.
And she stayed, And she gets killed, and they're just like, bitch had it coming. And I'm just like, what? She was so good to you guys after her initial bad.
There's a lot of people she and Stanley hurt.
Yeah.
Though, before they got there. And, I doubt that she's been involved in very many killings before that.
Yeah.
I think that this is the first time that Stanley has escalated it to that. And he's using old school morality to not see these people as human.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what the whole fucking show's about. And it's kind of great for that reason.
Yeah, it's very fascinating in that regard. I mean, the first 2/3 of this season are wonderful, in my opinion. Not as terrifying as previous seasons have been.
Yeah.
they have two characters that we've kind of mentioned. Dandy already, played by Finn Whitrock, which apparently, I don't know if you know this, but if your first name is Finn, you apparently have to have a really cool last name. It's like Finn Wolfhard or Finn Whitrock.
Otherwise, it doesn't work.
Yeah, I don't understand.
And it helps if it starts with a W.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Finn Whitrock does an amazing job as Dandy. I'm going to say that up front.
As a child, I mean,
he's
just a sociopathic child.
To
man.
play a character that you hate so much, like it's like that Jackie Gleason thing from Game of Thrones where he played the annoying kid Joffrey.
Oh yeah,
where it's just like you see Dandy or Finn Whitrock as Dandy, you're just like, fuck this character so much, and he's in every episode.
Every
episode.
I don't think he's in the first one, but
maybe.
Yeah.
Doesn't he? Yeah, he is because he comes to their show at the very end of the episode.
I thought that was the second episode.
Maybe it is the start of the
second. But whatever. He becomes one of the main villains, and he
sucks.
He believes that he's been put on the world to kill people.
Yeah.
And kills a lot of people, including... spoilers, Frances Conroy.
Oh yeah, his mama.
Yeah, his mother, Gloria. And I just wanted to mention her because she's a mainstay of the series. Yeah. This is an interesting character for Frances as well. If we look at the previous ones that she's had, that it would be the maid, I think, primarily, and last season, the witch with the big red hair.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I did love that witch.
That character's a lot of fun. Yeah. But I just like Frances Conroy. I think she's really interesting.
She's like a manipulated helicopter parent.
Yeah, but at the same time, she lets him do anything.
That's what I'm saying. Like she was so controlling. She was like the helicopter parent that was so controlling that she got manipulated into becoming controlled. Obviously, that did not come across. It was all in my head. But no, they're fascinating. But Dandy takes his murderous inspiration, if you will, from the best villain of the show.
Yes,
Twisty the Clown.
Which, what a
disappointment.
Yeah,
they dropped the ball so hard on Twisty.
I think that is the when we first watched this, I thought this series sucked because of what happened to Twisty.
I still think
so. I liked the last episode of Twisty. He is in the final episode, but he's only really in the first 3 episodes, and
he's played by John Carroll Lynch.
Yes,
who I will never
actor.
Yeah, every single time I mention it, I have to mention the fact that he was Drew Carey's brother, the Drew Carey Show, and that's what I know this guy for. Yeah, and when
I know him for the guy who was most likely the Zodiac killer in the movie Zodiac.
That's very fair too. He's good in that too. It's just so funny though because I remember when we watched this when it was actually airing many moons ago, and we were just like, man, whoever's Twisty is so good. And then I looked it up and I was like, oh my gosh, Drew Carey's brother. It was the funniest thing because he is just not that guy.
No,
he's so different in this show.
But when he does tell his story, which we'll get to, I think, who he's telling it to in a minute, it flashes back to what he actually looked like before he shot himself in the head and failed to kill himself, just shot his jaw off is what he did.
And it's really sad because he wasn't a harmful individual. He was just not as bright.
I feel like they made it ambiguous at the end if he was a child molester.
Okay, that's fair.
Because I
thought they just kind of lied him into
Yeah, so he was in a carnival as a clown, obviously, and a hook, and he made balloon animals for the kids, and he loved doing it. And yes, he is. I don't know what you might have classified him under if he existed today, but he's probably on the autistic spectrum. But he doesn't have the best social skills, nor the highest intelligence level. And he gets picked on by these dwarves who were touching the kids. Mm-hmm. And they started spreading rumors that he was touching the kids to the point that he got ran out of the carnival or something like that. And then he tried to kill himself. And
failed so hard.
Yeah, and failed. And I believe the line that he tells the guy is, he's so stupid, couldn't even shoot himself in the head right.
Yeah.
It's very sad. But after that, he never washes his clown suit again and puts a mask on and
it's a creepy ass mask.
Starts kidnapping children and teenagers and terrifying them in his
he's trying to entertain
Volkswagen bus.
Yeah. He's trying to put on a show for them, magic show. And
if
they don't get it, they die.
Yeah.
They don't like his show.
It might not be a Volkswagen.
Look, a hot air balloon.
Woo! It's yellow.
Most well-contained episode of Greenie and Faceless. ADHD. Look, a squirrel. He's telling his story, though. Twisty the Clown is telling his story to none other than, where is he? Edward Mordrake. Edward Mordrake, played by Wes Bentley. He's a handsome man.
Wes Bentley is handsome. I think this is a strange ad, but I don't know. Is Edward Mordrake a concept outside of this show?
Seems like he's got his own Wikipedia.
He's got his own Wikipedia.
He's the apocryphal subject of an urban legend who was born in the 19th century as the heir to an English peerage with a face at the back of his head. Oh, it's that Malignant movie. That movie sucked.
Yeah, but it's not.
It's not.
But so
it's like that.
The tradition, at least, how it's presented.
The hot air balloon's gone. Did it just fall?
No, it just went behind a tree. Anyhow,
hot air balloon accident.
God damn it! What were we talking about? More Drake. Stay on task, Greenie. Mordrake, the tradition that how it's presented in the show is that if you perform on Halloween, his spirit is going to come and take somebody with him,
not just
with his troop.
Yeah, it's got to be a carny.
Yeah, it's got to be a carny. Yeah. Carnival tradition. So he comes because they decide to rehearse.
That's not where I work on it.
Despite being warned against it. It does. Stop looking at that.
Sponsorship,
you need me to get up and close the blinds? I want to finish this episode.
No, you're right. I'm sorry.
That happens. And who else haven't we mentioned?
Malcolm Jamal Warner, who plays a random nobody at the end, but I love him because he was in the Cosby Show.
That's right. Man, that's how I recognized him. I just wow, I don't know why I recognize Angus.
Yeah. He's just a random character, just falls in love with Desiree.
Yeah. Which is nice because she needs to get away from Del.
Here's the biggest issue with the entire show. We'll wrap it up. How about that?
Okay, yeah.
But I think we've talked most of the cast. And the biggest issue is actually no, we forgot.
We really
Paul.
Haven't mentioned.
We haven't mentioned Paul. Yeah, we got to talk Paul, the illustrated man.
Yeah.
They have a different word for him, but I feel bad about it. Paul's played by Matt Fraser, who we recently talked about on
Chaos.
Chaos. Yeah. Thank you. I couldn't remember what it was called. I was thinking Olympus, and I was like, no, that's where it takes place.
But yeah, he played Daedalus in that series.
Yeah.
But he plays his stage title is the Illustrated Seal, and so he has very short arms and hands. He has fingers, functional fingers, and he uses them to do things very well. Once I think in the show. But anyhow, he in this, is just one of the troupe,
Yeah.
But he also falls
Google
in
gobble,
love
Google gobble.
with this woman named Penny,
Aw.
who I don't remember exactly how she ended up
Grace Gummer.
at the...
She's the contortionist.
She's not, though.
Is she not?
No.
Hmm.
She becomes the lizard woman,
Yeah.
Penny. But she wasn't a contortionist.
No,
she lived in town. She's one of the townies. She worked at a restaurant. I don't remember how the restaurant scene leads to her being at the place having an orgy with everybody.
I think she just contortioned her way into the
I
fridge.
see. She just twisted right in.
She's like, look at me. I'm a snake. Hiss,
Anyhow, she falls in love with Paul and Paul with her. And she decides to run away, but her dad is a totalitarian fascist dickhead.
Douchebag.
And has her drugged, well, rather drugs her, and has a biker artist tattoo
biker.
Guy. Well, he's like a biker.
A biker.
Don't make fun of me.
Oh, sorry.
Anyhow, he tattoos her face and shaves her head and whatever, so that she can't be in society anymore. Yes, forks her tongue. Yeah,
ugh, so
it's a pretty barbaric thing to do to your daughter.
Like if you're choosing to do it, that's one thing.
Yeah,
like, if
exactly.
you're expecting
there
to get
is
a forked
literally
tongue,
somebody who is famous for getting even implants in their brow to have brow ridges.
Yes, exactly. Like if you're going for it, go for it.
Yeah.
But don't be forced into it like this poor woman is by her
it's
parents.
terrible. It's awful, and he does get his just dessert as well. But man, there was a moment where I thought they were going to kill Paul, and I was like, man,
and then they
that's
killed
upsetting.
Paul.
But yeah, they did kill Paul. I guess
that's where I really wanted to get to. But we still also have to talk Pepper real quick.
Yeah,
coming back from season 2, Asylum.
There's several other actors who are a part of the freak show troupe. Mm-hmm. I don't know if we're going to name everybody.
We're not going to name everybody, but Pepper's important because she links the show for the very first time.
Yes, for the very first time.
Pepper goes back after this season is over with.
Mm-hmm.
Her, she escapes the show in a way. I mean, she doesn't escape, but she escapes the doom of what befalls the rest of them.
This is true. I see. She escapes the horror.
Yeah, the horror. And eventually her life goes to the asylum, which is season 2, and we all know where that goes. So it's very interesting. I like that. I do like that aspect. That's how they also bring back Lily Rabe, who we sadly don't see at all throughout this whole season until they bring back the asylum.
But she gets to play. It's before Sister Mary Eunice has been possessed.
Possessed, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. There's a lot of other fun actors and everything. I think we've named the important ones, and it's enough to say that.
But a lot of people did a very good job.
Yeah.
And it was great to see so much representation for the disabled community.
Yeah.
I don't know if that is a preferred term or not.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
we've probably been very offensive in this episode, and I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But my issue with the whole show, though, is its finale. Like all American Horror Story is, the finale sucks.
That's not great.
It's like Ryan Murphy and Brad Falchuk. I mentioned this to you, and I know it's just a joke, but at the same time, it just feels so real. It's like they have a hard-on for mass shootings. They just love it. I know it's a part of American culture, and maybe that's all they're trying to say. Maybe that's what they're trying to say. Who knows?
Maybe.
But yeah, they get to the final episode, and it's like, oh shit, we haven't killed enough people yet. There's still too much of a cast.
Yeah.
Quickly, Dandy, murder everybody. So Dandy just shoots literally everybody at the carnival, and that's it. We wheedle it down to like 3 or 4 characters, and they have the final episode, and it's like, oh my fucking god. I hate the ending so much.
Yeah, because I think what they're trying to do is like, hey, look, everything's shaken out. It's settled down. Dandy's gonna try to perform with these guys.
Yeah. There's a third life on
Neil
Mars.
Patrick Harris is in it, we said, but we didn't really mention his character at all.
No, yeah.
He's a ventriloquist.
Yeah.
Who also has some sort of schizophrenic episodes, and it brings back an actor.
War trauma.
Another
recurring
actor for the show,
Um,
Marjorie is the character's name.
Thank you.
And
there it is.
there we go.
Jamie Brewer.
Jamie Brewer plays Anne and I think Annabelle or something in the first series. But anyhow, she's a recurring character, an actor with Downs, and so I always enjoy seeing her because she's just an extremely talented person as well.
And she does a great, very creepy, like disembodied voice.
Yeah.
For Neil's puppet.
Yeah, she plays this puppet, and then sometimes the puppet is Jamie Bauer, and I honestly love all of that.
Yeah.
And I feel like it was somebody's idea at the table for like a whole series.
Yeah, I know.
And they're like, we don't know how to put the meat on the bones for that.
Just shove it into 2 episodes.
Shove it in there, yeah. Like it's so late in the series that Marjorie and Neil Patrick Harris's character get introduced. It's ridiculous.
I don't really remember how they end either. They're just kind of gone at the end.
He turns himself in for killing Marjorie.
For killing his puppet.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And that is after he has killed Maggie.
Yeah. It's all just, I hate it. I hate the whole thing. It's just so stupid at the end.
It's dumb. I think it could have been, I mean, Neil was great.
Oh yeah, definitely. Always.
As
everybody was great.
Whiny Southern man.
Yeah. Everybody did a great job in regards to acting. I just kicked the microphone.
I also liked the World War II vet coming back to his wife having a lesbian affair, and then just them living together.
Yeah,
like that. I mean, that would be a fun movie.
Let me watch my puppet over here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Honey, why don't you join us?
Honey, why don't you like join or masturbate or do anything?
Yeah,
I'm just gonna sit here.
It's pretty wild. Pretty wild.
It's creepy as hell.
The guy who created Wonder Woman would have enjoyed it.
Yeah. Everybody likes a good cuckolding.
Yeah.
I give it 3 stars. You know, it's pretty run of the mill. It's pretty solid until the ending. Lots of story arcs everywhere that like kind of don't go anywhere. But who knows? Maybe they'll be tied back in 4 or 5 seasons down the line from now. We've got so much to do. 3 stars.
We'll come back next year for this, as we will every year till we die.
Yeah, what is the next...
And we'll never be caught up because they keep on making new
unless they
year.
Cancel the show.
I think it's doubtful because, first off, it's FX. It's
making the money.
It is making the money off of it, but like, cable, if they get a working television series off the ground, they're gonna keep it going as long as they can.
Yeah,
because they don't have as much same amount of programming.
Yeah, that's what happens. You're like NCIS LA, NCIS New York, NCIS American Horror Story, American Crime Story, American Burger Story.
I think this came out on network though, but I maybe not.
Original network FX.
Yeah. Well, anyhow, I like this series more than others, and I did not like it when we were watching it live. I did not.
That's fair. I did like it more this time around. That's true.
I did like it more this time around.
It
gets a full face. There's more balloons, and I think that's the end of the show.
It's so much closer this time.
Wow. I don't see it. Oh my God!
How do you not see that? It's like Majora's Mask.
It was perfectly behind the seam of the door.
Moon.
Okay?
It's like the moon and Majora's Mask just getting closer and closer and closer. We're all gonna die.
No,
we're all gonna die. It'll be a good death. The glorious death.
All right. We hope you enjoyed the show.
I'm the Green Traveler from Gorsh,
and I am the Faceless Leon. Safe travels and good night.
I got a fart.